Alrighty, AoE Leagues time. Division C. We've got Valtsyuk and Genbo. And we have got Valtsyuk's home map, of 4 lakes. One of the very fun maps in Age of Empires. Just been voted in to rejoin the 1v1 ranked pool. So look forward to that from Wednesday nights. And yeah, so we've got Vietnamese, Japanese here. Now, Japanese, I think, are one of the best civs on this map. Cheaper camps, always nice, gives that flexibility. The faster working fish, and on maps where not just the fish being important is always nice, but you know that there's probably going to be some targeted fishing ships, and the Japanese bonus of the extra HP is very, very nice. It means it takes twice as long for them to go down. So that is handy. So we're seeing what Genbo can do in relation to that. Now, Vietnamese I also like. I guess one main thing is you get to see where the TC is. And on top of that, eco upgrades only cost food. And that should also be quite easy to research early as a result of not needing, not needing the extra wood, and on a map where you're probably spending a lot of wood, whether you're fighting on water or you're trying to drop buildings. So that's good. Definitely prefer the Japanese as civ, but the Vietnamese are one that can probably counter them. So let's see what this will provide for the two players here. That deer has unfortunately died just a touch early. So be it. It's one of those things that happens. Here comes the dock. Dockville not being walled in at the moment, and the scouts roaming forward, which is a little bit scary. The Japanese dock is actually a little bit slower here, which is not what you would expect to see. The eco bonus, of course, cheaper camps means you should be able to get the dock out quicker with the Japanese. Not the quickest, but quicker. Let's see, ball coming in now. Shouldn't be too many problems with that. Baltics have a little bit of idle time. I think that may have been a result of the deer lure not quite working. The deers are not being cooperative here. The Valtsyuk. There you go. In it comes, and the wall in. Good. Good thinking. We don't want to see any unnecessary Vil snipes. And there's the boar. Ball follows quite nicely. It's all pretty quiet. Otherwise, your Dark Ages, you get to have a good look at the two players' builds, how many they put on each of the resources. Of course, Japanese, again, being a bit slower to the dock, and I was going to say they could get away with only 4 on wood, but there is a 5th. He's just currently on the house making duties. In comes the next boar, ticking along. There you go. In they come. Fishing ships are out. Question will be, 18 uptime. That is fast. That feels very fast, and yeah, too fast. Villager is going to be created here. Although, after this one, can definitely click up. When you look at what's on hand, bit of a force drop. Should be good to go. Where's the fighting? Up here. And both players will be up at a similar time. Scout says, nah, that'll do. Trap. There's nothing under the TC at the moment. Yeah, there is nothing here. That could be a stolen cow. Or no, just going to be left alone. Random cow there. Currently, just the one. There you go, the sheep's now. It's now back, all back in the hands of Valtsyuk. barracks coming up for both just the 2 Japanese fishing ships. You would normally expect 3. Or more, of course. And there is some militia. They're going to hit a little bit later than you would expect. I think a perfect Japanese build would still have the militia hitting with a 20 vil uptime. And Genbo's going to try and hold them close so that it's not seen. And it wasn't seen. The flag was not seen on that. So, should all be okay. No sneak docks just yet. So both players can tick around and do their scout fighting shenanigans. There you go. It's a win there for Genbo. He's going to be able to walk forward now. There'll be 3 men-at-arms. They'll eventually make their way over. And it's going to be double range for Valtsyuk on this side. Men-at-arms can hit quite hard here. They can go for that palisade wall, and that will drop quite quickly. I don't like the idea of trying to go for the Vils. I guess it delays the blacksmith, and if the Vil dies, it'll be handy, but there's some archers there. Pushes them away. See, immediately into the skirms, and that kind of is highlighted by how there was only 2 on gold. Now I'm going to see some nice walls across the side. Just lock down the base a little bit. Oh, it is actually unwalled back here. That wood line does not travel to the edge of the map. Both players some solid micro. Just keeping an eye on the other. And of course, the upgrades. Upgrades are coming in as well. So fletching for the aggressor with the archers, and then the armor for the defender with the skirms. That's the way you do want to prioritize those upgrades. One wood line is a little bit heavy. In fact, there is no secondary wood line to take. A little bit awkward with that map generation. Guess it's the same for both players again. This is just the one wood line. Gonna go a little bit further out for a second. We get to see some advancement here from the archers. Currently not spotted. And Stone Gate is an intriguing choice. The archers with fletching, they should get a little bit of value here. Yeah, at least they force the Woodvilles to run away. As we said, this is the only wood line. It's a little bit awkward for Genbo, who doesn't really have the options regarding wood line. So he's going to drop a tower, realizing that this wood line must not be lost. And also see, just briefly, Genbo's run over to a second pond. Start adding more fish over there. Just the one pond for Valtsyuk. And the archers have been cornered here. Skirms are around. Decent amount of army here for our Vietnamese player. But they are countered by the skirms, so they're going to have to run or they're going to die very, very quickly. And the skirms are slowly eating away. Archers have to run. Maybe a few too many losses there, but looking back at the eco, it happens. So both players now with fletching and armor, and the Vietnamese do get an extra HP bonus on all their archery range units. How the two players able to dance around this. Now it feels like it's a position where it's a race to the castle age now. It looks like the res situation is good for our Vietnamese as long as he's got a market to use, which he doesn't. So it might still be kind of close. There is a market for the Japanese here. Although, no double bit for Jembo. That's a bit of a mistake. Archers are just tapping on the walls. And the skirms as well. And on the way up, Valtsyuk will be first one up. I wonder what the plan will be. It's just going to be more of the same, perhaps? Or is there going to be a switch into something a little bit different? The archers are a good mix in here as well, because you don't want to get hit by too many man-at-arms or longswords, and it feels like the Japanese are going to be thinking about the longsword switch. Or addition. Might be good to hide that the armor's coming in on them. Still this one wood line, although some additional walls here to help out. To try and get access to a couple, a little bit more. Otherwise, yeah, Jembo's in an awkward position regarding the wood situation. Valtsyuk's managed to... Well, actually, it's his one wood line that's split into two here now. And a nice advantage on the uptime. It's going to be Crossbow, Bodkin, probably Elite Skirm following this up. Some man-at-arms hiding in that barracks now. So we should be seeing... Well, Bodkin Elite Skirm, I imagine. And then maybe some longsword tech to go with it. Forward castle. Accepting. Oh, no. I've got the map control here. I can get this castle on the face with one Vil. Where are the Vils? They all need to join in. Here we go. They're rocking up now. There's another 8. You don't want to start building that with one villager. You do want to get a few more on the face here. 10 fishing ships, though. So Genbo is sorted with the food eco. Castle on the face is going to be very annoying. You fight this, there's only one man-at-arms in there. That is not going to be enough. Let's see what the defense is like, eh? Valtsyuk with a forward dock as well, able to start adding some fires. I did see that getting queued up. That should be getting queued up out of here. To start attacking these fish, which is quite nice. We've got an elite skirm roaming around the side there. Genbo's got a little bit of an eco lead. He does have 2 town centers and does have 2 ponds, but the army's not there. This is a strong-looking army. 1 mangonel, that's going to have to do a lot of work. $18 crossbow, 17 skirms. Missing the second armor at the moment, and as on cue, it's coming in. See the long swords, but they can't really attack, and it's all down to this mangonel, really, because otherwise the fights are not going to be good for... Oh, there we go. That's a big, big hit to start. Juicy hit for the mangonel to kick things off. There's going to be some problems otherwise. Trading blows. If Gembo can add a second mangonel to this, that would be quite handy. TC's going to go down. All these buildings are going to fall as well. Very open on the front of the base in a moment. Neither player really wanting to give up this hill either. Being very, very cautious. Don't want to over-engage. Mangonel's coming in now. Oh no, there's no attention being paid. And the Mangonel gets a nice hit again. Goes down, but did a very nice job. Got 9 kills in the end. Now on water as well, there's more happening. These fishing ships, they will eventually get taken down. They are Japanese ones though. They'll take a while. Valtsyuk's feeling confident enough to walk in, but I think there's too many skirms to fight this with the current numbers. You can see there, 8 and 7 versus 18 skirms. And all the while, I guess at the moment, Valtsyuk is able to keep in check regarding Vils. Well, actually, took out this TC, so it is 1 TC each. Now, the Japanese are ready for a castle to go somewhere, and right away, you can see these Vils move on cue. They're going to try and take this ditch, but they're going to protect the gold with it. Feels a bit weird not taking the hill here, but I do understand it. You're not really going to get pressured from this hill. Oh, it's unlikely you get pressured from this hill. Night switch. Ooh, that will be scary for the skirms. That will be very awkward for the skirms. Water's been cleaned up on this side. Water's still on this side. And another TC trying to be added now. There's mangonels here. The problem with the mangonels and the skirms is that neither will counter the knights that are about to work their way into the fight here. The knights are double armored. 1 mangonel has to go down. Very nice micro. And now the knights are going to go after the mangonel here. They're going to get some good engagements on the other units of skirms and that 1 cav archer that's been made. But eventually they need to run, and they will. No ballistics for either player. I think I saw... No, that was a market. It wasn't a university. And the knights are going to go straight for the villas. They're going to get some good damage in on these villagers here. Or eventually they'll either go down or they have to run. With double... Oh, they've stopped moving. The villas stopped moving. And look at how much damage they're going to get in. Oh, boy. Even just 2 knights, 1 knight. They're just going to be able to kill so much in there. Causes such a big, big problem. And the vill count level. Vill count levels. This vill will be aware... running the gauntlet here. Oh, my gosh. She's actually... gonna survive. That is a risky run, but she gets through and she's gonna be able to dock. She's gonna be able to dock. She's gonna be aware of the castle and just goes, nah, doesn't matter. We're all good here. A couple of chonkers being made in the back as well. So, Ponder's been won here for Valtsyuk. He's looking in a very, very comfortable way. Top and bottom ponds. Army presence, very strong. And just feels like he's in a good spot. Feels like he's in a pretty good spot here. Good, it's the army count for me. The army count looks really nice. Yep, there's some pikes on the way, but still good crossbow numbers. Feels like things are ticking over all right. It's already open. There's no need for the elephants to attack that wall piece. We're all good. And there's troubles now for Jembo. Eco has to run again. Has to try to find another wood line. He's out there. He's trying to get this one, but couldn't quite make it work. Has managed to deny this dock, which is important. He's going to keep his fish alive. And, oh, there's a few more problems. I look at the elephants. The elephants are going to be able to take this out. There's another castle being prepped. Forward castle being prepped. Again, most likely, or even just a defensive one, maybe on this hill could be worth thinking about. And then just consider moving towards in. There is that university. 1900 gold in hand is a problem for Jembo. Hasn't been able to spend it. Hasn't been able to get off gold. Hasn't got the market rolling either. He's bought a little bit of stone. Needs to be able to buy a little bit more. Could even click up, to be honest. Close to being able to click up. Balances that out with the market. The elephants are running through here, and there's not enough pikemen out. A couple in queue, but they're not ready yet. And good work with the armor as well. So, overall, position looks quite good for Valtsyuk. He just needs to capitalize here. I'm going to keep looking back this way before realizing, no, there's actually nothing I can do there. Nothing else to look at. Good chonker mass for the Vietnamese. Like to see Chatras come in for the extra 100 HP. Get to 420 HP with this Civ. Bunch of outposts as well. Outposts looking at each other. Tempted Cav Archer switch for the Japanese here. Crossbow numbers have almost gone down entirely, so I'm not too sure there's going to be that value there. Cav Archers are still good, but of course it's the +2 against, well, other Cav Archers and against Crossbow that are quite nice. And of course, other unique units as well. Come the elephants. Castle might get delayed a little bit here. Valtsyuk. He's got Imp on the way, and that's big, right? The Imp on the way, Imp timing is important. A little bit slow for Bowsaw. These elephants, even the pikemen, can't do that much, and the Vils can get back to working on this castle. That'll be on a hill. That'll be a good position to start pushing forward from. Alright, Imp on the way for both. Where's the fun happening? Down here with the market. Otherwise, it's a bit quiet. Oh, attempted counterattack with the Cav Archers. Elephants chasing is not the way you want to do this. But they're going to get a little bit of damage in. The Cav Archers are going to try and snipe some Vils. A little bit difficult. There's a few crossbow there. Now it runs under the castle. Those are dead. Bye-bye. They all go down, especially with ballistics being in as well. And the GG gets called. First to Imp, Valtsyuk gets the victory here in game number 1. The Chonker switch. Actually, the Knight switch originally. That was the match-winning play. Both players pretty even in the feudal age. Not really much damage done, but Genbo just only having that one wood line, and it was forward, and it was a little bit awkward. And yeah, job was done for Valtsyuk. Gets the win on his home map. We look forward to game number 2. It's game number 2 now. Genbo gets to go to his home map. We're on Vulpine, the map you've seen in the Red Bull qualifiers. However, we get to play it on a random map start instead of Empire Wars. So we have got the Saracens here for Genbo as the home team pick. And Valtsyuk here has gone for the Japanese, which we saw in the last game on the other side. So 3 picks after the bans. And yeah, that's what we've got. Now, very, very hard to play map. Hard to get your farms down. Hard to wall. Well, pretty much impossible to full wall. You can see all the rocky terrain here that you can't wall up. And you can only get through to the middle by cutting your way through. Which is quite hard to do. Now, the mule cart civs, the few times we've seen this map already, mule cart civs have come forward and taken the wood line early. But that's not to be here. I guess another way you could do it earlier than others is maybe dropping a TC forward, like taking a little bit of map control, and then trying to cut your way through. Otherwise, you're kind of waiting for the Imperial Age, where you can either treb or onager your way through, which is quite rare. Because in the middle here, it is a trade workshop, and that does give a trickle of resources of all of wood, food, and gold. So you do want that. It's also all visible in the middle. So you can see there, Valtsyuk's point of view, he can see in the middle, so he'll be able to see if someone's cutting through from his opponent, and the same goes the other way. So if either player tries to cut their way through, the other one will know what's going on. So boar coming in, the cows have been found. There's some foxes around the map, so we see in Empire Wars you actually start with vills out here. Well, random map, there's just a whole bunch of foxes. Feels like there's more foxes here than what you get in Empire Wars. But anyway, that's the fun of it all. 26 of them that I have just grabbed hold of there. So there's a lot to look out for. Early wall in. Oh, Vil could be in trouble here. There's no loom. Do you take the Vil loss and get the walls in? Yeah, they're gonna... It's going to be 1 Vil for a scout by the looks of it here. Valtsyuk realized that the Vil was dead. So I took the scout with him. Not the worst. If you're going to lose the Vil, you may as well take what you can. There's that boar there now that'll come in. And in comes Genbo's second boar? Yeah, second boar. Shuggle, hello. Good morning, afternoon. Not sure. Evening for me. Late night. Early morning. Yeah, one of them. One of them, wherever you are. And we got Donut coming in with a raid. Oh, perfect timing. Hello, hello. Thank you, Donut and Raiders. Welcome along. We've got a bunch of AoE Leagues, Div C action at the moment. We're watching Genoese crossbow and Valtsyuk. So some 1700, 1600 elo action at the moment. Donut, you just had your Aotearoa Cup set. Hopefully you went well. Had a bit of fun, I hope. Still very annoyed that the last one against Finchy, that VOD has not come back. It's like there's like a 4-hour window where VOD seemed to be down. And that's the window, which is very annoying. There's also one of these league sets that I was casting as well that was in that stream. And then Twitch, I read the other day, they said, oh, they fixed the issue for some, but not fixed the issue for all of them. So very annoying. Lots of flaming camels. Good. Good. That's what we want. So at the moment, we can see with the way this match is going, we're on Vulpine. So reminder for those coming in, if you've seen this before, it's because it was in the Red Bull qualifiers. But we're not playing Empire Wars in AoE Leagues. It is random map. So you get to see the map as a random map start, which is a lot more different. Played a bit differently. And Jembo's going to be the first one up with the Saracens here. Not too much idle time from either. Taking the rabbits out the back. And for Valtsyuk, going to be going for some man-at-arms with the Japanese. Very common opening. Meanwhile, yeah, the middle of the map here. So just to explain for those who are just coming in. Trade Workshop, you get a trickle of res that's not stone, but you do get the other 3. So you have to cut your way through or use alternate means that allows you to get through, which is pretty much just Imp or Khmer with the Ballista Elephant. Alright, Man-at-Arms are approaching. They're going to hit maybe slightly slower than expected time, but it's not too bad. Timing's not too bad. Let's see what it's going to go for. Probably thinking about the gold. Does know that there's a mining camp. Seems like a good spot to hit. And the backup is going to be an archery range, but what's going to come from it? So Japanese man-at-arms, they will attack faster. Or are they just going to go, nope, they're going to walk around. No, they're back. All right, they're back here on the gold. Let's focus in, see what they want to get done. Of course, archer follow-up. No army for the Saracens at the moment. 0 army. Tap, tap, tap away. Park Tim, if you're still there, have you found a nice little home for your demo raft from Gert by Sea? Do have a little bit of an update regarding those. Positive update. You sure have. That's good. That's good. At the end of this game, I'll show what we've got, because it's all done. Shipping's going to start. So, next to the Trump Teddy, that's awesome. Yeah, that's brilliant. Man-at-Arms still tapping away on the palisade wall, and they're actually going to break in. Oh, no. Uh-oh, that's a disaster. The palisade wall stopped getting repaired, and now everyone on the gold has to run. T-Tambo, if you know why there is a Trump Teddy, it would make a lot more sense. It's not... I don't know the political viewpoints of Park Tim, but ignoring them, it's got nothing to do with that. It's just got to do with the voiceovers. It's just got to do with the Trump Talk mod that Park Tim's put together. And actually, Jembo taps out. Sorry. I did not think there would be a tap out so quickly, but it appears to be the way. And Jembo calls it. Valtsyuk's man-at-arms rush gets the job done very, very quickly in the end. Took him off gold. No distractions back at home. And this was a very, very quick game. The archer follow-up was there. The skirms were here. And even with only 1 Vil kill, I'm a bit surprised. This feels like a little bit of an early tap. But yeah, game is done. Valtsyuk gets the win. And very, very nicely done indeed. Very smooth build from Valtsyuk. Got the job done. I was a bit surprised at the decision to tap the palisade wall, but it worked, right? It broke through. It broke through. Generally, you tap the building that's got more wood to repair. But not to be in this time, because if it's more wood to repair, you use up more resources repairing. But if you just go straight through for the one that you can break quicker, well, that works too, right? So very, very nicely done. And yeah, Valtsyuk gets the 2-0 here. Now, before we go, before we close up what would be this YouTube video, I'm just going to quickly add what we've got from Gert by Sea that I was talking about. And that is, so we're not going anywhere, but need to close up this before we go to the next set, of course. We've got Novus coming in with a raid as well. Oh boy, this is awesome. You're coming in at a great time. Just as I show you what we have got regarding prizes from the tournament that we have recently concluded. And they are all done. So Rapunzel has completely finished the cannon galleons and the demo rafts now. So the first ones, well, all the demo rafts are being sent out to everyone that won them. And the 2 cannon galleons are staying in the same state that I'm in. So we're going to deliver those in person at some point. So check those out. They look absolutely amazing, these things. Absolutely incredible, incredible prizes. So we mentioned before that Park Team's already got his from the show match that we ran at the start of the tournament. And then, yeah, at the back end of last year, we ran the rest of this, and our prize winners are all preparing to get their fun little replicas. Those that won the demos got to choose their color and sails as well. So you can see, if I can zoom in a little bit here on what we've got. So these are Persians in green. Ace, who's actually one of the American imports. So we are sending one all the way to America. He wanted black, so we got that. And I think that's like a mid-Asian... that's the mid-Asian sails, which is also what Soxy's got here in green. Vikings, and then like Amalians or Ethiopians with purple there. And then this was the original, the Saracen, the demo, which was created at the start. And then for the 2 winning the major prizes from Division 1 and Division 2, there's a full sail set. So they'll be able to take off and put whichever sails they wish on top of their cannon galleons. So that will go to Zack Attack in Div 2 and to No Zombie in Division 1, which is quite cool. So yes, that's that. That was the fun that we had very, very recently. But as for this game, well, Valtsyuk gets a very, very quick second game there. Wasn't expecting it to end that quickly, but well done to him. He gets a 2-0. And always nice when you get the win on the opponent's home map. And of course, being able to get the 2-0 means that you do get that extra point, that 3rd point that goes towards your ladder spot. So well done to him, and we'll move on to the next set now.